Last week I did a very, very brief little vlog for a number of reasons. Like I didn't have any memory on my camera, and I was running out of time and whatever else, and I'd made the commitment to make sure I got a video to you on a Monday. So anyway, I did deliver on what I promised, but I feel that it was lacking in substance and depth. So I've decided today to go into it in a bit more detail. Now, what prompted me to talk about this particular thing is because I've worked with so many people who are miserable in what they do. We're taught to think that if we, study hard and we do well sort of with our schooling and we get a good job and we work really hard, that, we'll get, I don't know quite what we're kind of promised, but ultimately we think that we're going to be happy. But it just doesn't work like that. Or we're working towards some end goal of feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling supported, and in my experience it's anything but that. People are unfulfilled, they're overwhelmed, they're stressed about the markets globally, they're stressed about countries globally and events that are happening, they're worried about their children, they're worried about their children's education, they're scared that if their children don't do well in school then they're not going to be able to get a good job. There's so much fear and anxiety and sort of this need to keep doing better and better and better to try and stay like even where you are, let alone trying to get further ahead than where you are. And I just really wanted to share that it's all such an illusion. What we're looking for isn't out there, it isn't what we're going to achieve next month, next year. What we're really looking for has to change within us. And the way that our minds work, we have no data that this is going to work, so it causes even more fear in us. And I suppose if you have a life that is already full of fear and uncertainty, then this extra step, asking somebody to trust and to make this extra step, is sometimes just too much. But hopefully if I explain a little bit more and you understand yourselves a little bit more, then you can take a path of your own choosing rather than one that's sort of been designed for you. Now, the way our unconscious mind works is that anything new is brought up to be suspicious. And the reason for this is, in evolutionary terms, if we try something new and it's dangerous, it might kill us. But if we're suspicious of things and we go into it gingerly or we avoid them, then we're far more likely to stay with what is safe and true and tested, which we know has meant that we survive as a human species. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be happy or fulfilled. Now, your subconscious's job is not to ensure that you're happy or fulfilled, it's just to ensure that you survive as a species. And that's why we have a higher conscious thinking, where we can question our behaviour and question why we think the things we do and why we do the things we do. And once we start using this and we start shining the light on the things we're afraid of, we can see that really there's nothing to fear. So for instance, if you're thinking of moving to a new company where you think you'll be happier, but obviously it's a new thing, once you sort of start saying, okay, well, what are the things I'm afraid of? Well, I'm afraid of change. Okay, so that's my subconscious. What else am I afraid of? I'm afraid I won't be accepted. Okay, so what can I can handle that. I can take steps. I can do stuff about that. And that's really what I'm saying is to manage that fear, to be able to sort of say, okay, well, what can I do about the things I'm afraid of? Instead of just going, oh, no, sorry, that's just too scary, I'm not going there. And the reason I'm saying this is because I think that we all have an innate guidance system, and it's different from every single one of us. For instance, mine is absolutely passionate about human potential and how we work. I love art, I love animals, I love being outdoors in nature. Now, these are my intrinsic sort of guidance systems that show me the things that really work for me. But they're not necessarily the same for you. I know people that love the city. I mean, I love the city, but I don't want to live in the city. Some people thrive on that sort of high energy kind of thing. So I can't tell you that you must do X, Y, and Z. You have to learn to listen to yourself. But you have to learn to listen in a way that you separate the unconscious programs that are driving you to stay the same from what really is going on inside of yourself that will be taking you towards your highest potential. And that's what I touched on in the last vlog, was really that a lot of people know what sets them on fire, know what really moves them, but they're too scared to take that step into making a life doing that. And yet when I look around and I see people that are not just successful financially, but really fulfilled and happy inside, they're the ones that are doing things that they're passionate about. And they can be bizarre things. I heard one group of people who made loads of money making telephone boxes or photo cubicles or something. And I'm not saying that that's what you need to do. I'm just saying when you follow this guidance system and you learn to listen to it, that suddenly whole worlds of possibility open up that were never there before. And instead of looking for reasons why you shouldn't do something, try to start thinking about why you could do something. I'm in a bit of an extreme person. For some reason I was built with, I don't know, a lack of fear of jumping off things, be them opportunities, changes in my life, or even heights when I was younger. Unfortunately, when I tend to fall, I tend to then get really scared and go, oh my God, what am I doing? But by then it's too late. But that has meant that I've made major leaps and changes in my life, which I'm really fortunate about. Now, not everybody's like this, and I certainly don't recommend that you do things the way I do them because it might not work for you. But what you can do is you can start putting little changes in place. I'm not saying you have to do little changes. By all means, if you're a leap and fly person, do that. But if you're not and you're more cautious, don't just stay where you are because you're cautious. Make little steps. You know, if you want to write a book, there's no need packing in your day job, but make a little time every week. Put it in your calendar. Make an alarm. Get up before everybody else. You know, spend an hour in the morning or half an hour doing something you love that eventually might cause your life to open up in a different direction. I hope this has helped. I really do feel that the world we're in needs to shift because there's just too much pain and fear. And I don't think that's what life is really meant to be about. So I hope this helps. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.